Simmons. And if you put your mind to it, you can make me rich.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is literally every wokey woke race hustler that you have ever come across, but he is very reminiscent of someone else. This is an old clip from the show In Living Color, and if you didn't get the opportunity to be alive while In Living Color was popping on TV, oh man, you missed some of the best shit ever. From Handyman to Fire Marshal Bill to Homie the Clown to and they even had alphabetical representation with the movie reviewers who were alphabetical. You know, two snaps and a twist. You know. So, like, In Living Color was one of the great comedies back when Fox Entertainment was particularly new. Like, if you were born in the late 90s and 2000s and like, it's been on your entire life. I am a part of the generation that, wait, what's this Fox thing with Married and Children alike? But I'm digressing. This was posted online, brought to my attention, and damn it, if this ain't Tariq Nasheed, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, all of these race hustlers that, you know, make me rich, will be okay. But I saw this and was like, yeah, definitely doing a video on it. Let's keep going.
A lot of get-rich-quick schemes on TV these days, but my system is different. You see, you ain't never gonna be rich. You just ain't. It ain't gonna happen for you. But you can still have a part of some success. Mine's.
Just wow. Like, honestly, from the camera angle to the expressions, David Alan Grier here is really just conjuring thoughts of Tariq Nasheed. Now, if you're like me personally, David Alan Grier was one of the individuals on the show that I thought wasn't, you know, the most that wasn't the funniest, like, by any stretch of the imagination. Like, his entire shtick is comedy, and he's made me laugh, particularly with parts in not Handyman, what's the name of that movie? Blank Man. And he's actually really good when it comes to dramatic roles. If you ever saw Tales from the Hood, when he played that father, the stepfather in that one sketch, he was fantastic. I was like, oh my goodness, David Alan Grier can really act, but I don't find him that funny. But in this instance, with hindsight being a thing, yeah, David Alan Grier is hilarious.
With a minimal investment, you can make me one of the richest men in the world. And when I have money, I'm happy. Let me show you. There's a picture of me with no money. And there's a picture of me with money.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Oh man, that's pretty funny. But once again, and he's not making it a race thing, like the character, but you can easily just attach this, particularly to Tariq Nasheed, but almost any of them, and it's like, hey, give me your money and things, and I can magically make everything happen for you. Now, I don't think I think they try rebooting the show In Living Color, but it's just it wouldn't have the same vibe. Wouldn't have the same swag as it did in its initial run, because I mean, Keenan Ivory Wayans made stars out of a lot of the people who were on that show, from your Jim Carreys to his brothers and the Scary Movie franchise that they were able to produce. Jennifer Lopez got her start over there. I mean, there's a lot of different talent that ended up going through that show that, you know, ended up making names for themselves.
See, your money ain't gonna go far, but when you put it all together with everybody else's, then give it to me, it can go a long way. And in style.
And you know what the crazy part is? Is that there are people who take that, like, the because this is purposeful, the purposeful mispronunciation of words. It's a part of comedy, but there are people who take that and are just dead serious and just run with it and don't care to correct themselves, as such as the one lady who was talking about how she's Bucci, which was short for bougie, which is short for bourgeoisie, because because over time, people of like linguistically, people tend to get lazier, and particularly in the urban community, urban settings, and the like. So you look at somebody, Cardi B, who, oh my god, like the chopped up English on this broad is just awful. But instead of correcting, or instead of trying to be right about it, no, a big part of it is taking the fact that they messed up and then turning that mess up into the reality that they want, as opposed to staying in reality and just getting it right. It's a amazing feat that they do.
I used to be just like you, down on my luck, living from paycheck to paycheck, sitting on my couch like an old wet food stamp. Then I thought, hold up, Loomis, why should we all be Miss Loomis?
Yeah, so that's the end of this. That's the end of the bit. But just from the demeanor to the way he's speaking, it really reminds me of Tariq Nasheed in particular, but the race hustlers who are like, give me money and we'll solve racism. That's just not how it works, okay? That is just not how it works. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff, if you like to toss it, like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring, and YouTube and bitch shooting like are the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know. What do you think in the comments? Do you remember In Loving Color? Were you alive for it? If you were, man, we can talk all day about Fire Marshal Bill in the comments. I have absolutely no problem with that. If you weren't, I'm sorry for you. What do you think today's equivalent to In Living Color could be? I'm not seeing it because of exactly, when you guys talk about breaking ground, right? This was groundbreaking shit. In Living Color, particularly when it comes to, urban style and urban influence, was ridiculously at the forefront of it. And some could say it was bad to an extent. Yes, you can say that it was terrible to really like spread the poison of, urban culture throughout the world, or throughout the United States. But at the same time, it was a platform for a lot of artists and a lot of entertainers who wouldn't have gotten on otherwise, right? So it's a delicate balancing act, but you may feel differently, and that's what I have a comment section for. All right, so until the next one.